righty, people, let's try third time lucky, hey? See what happens. All right, let me just check my Facebook again, guys. I'm so sorry about this. Tuesday morning fun is what I like to call it. All right, I know we're live on LinkedIn, so if we're not going live anywhere else, that's fine. We're going to continue on LinkedIn because I know all you wonderful people on LinkedIn were, you want to join me. And if you would like to come over and watch the replay of this, we're absolutely going to have it in my Confident Successful Business Owners group. So I can see there's a couple of people joining me. That's a really good sign. So if you are joining me either on Facebook or LinkedIn, let me know where you're from and say g'day, because you guys know. Oh, there we go. Yay, we're working. Oh my God, thank goodness. Third time lucky. I love to feel like I'm in the room, like we're in the room together. Hello, beautiful Claire. Hello, Parme. How are you, lovely people? I can see Melanie Casey is watching too. Hi, Melanie. How are you? All right, so we've lost a few minutes because of technical issues, which is great. So we're going to get straight into it today. Before I do, those of you who might be joining me for the first time and you're not sure, you're thinking, who is this strange lady? Guys, my name is Ellie Sugars and I am a business empowerment coach, and I'm the founder and principal of the Heart and Soul Business Academy, which is all about helping you guys in the four main areas, the four most important areas in your business, which is mindset in business, motivation, which is goal setting and planning, marketing, which we all have to do, and the momentum, keeping that going once we've started. Hi, Leslie. How are you? Good morning, Sophia. Lovely to have you joining me this morning. All right. So, as I said, we are going to get straight into it today. And we are talking about two things that are really important in business. And it's how to stay consistent, right, and create momentum in your business. Now, this is to keep stuff going once you have that consistency. Because one thing that there's questions and things that people say to me all the time, right, is, Ali, you are everywhere on social media. How the hell do you keep it up? So it's not just Facebook, you're on all different social medias. How do you do it? Because it looks exhausting. Now, first of all, guys, before I go on, to talk about that and how I have learned to be consistent, I want to address the fact that, most of you or a lot of you might be watching this going to say, well, it's easy for you, Ellie, because you have two virtual assistants. Well, you know what? Yes, I do now. I've only had two virtual assistants for 3 weeks. However, I haven't always had VAs. So there was a long time in my business when I've had to practice this consistency to be able to create the momentum by myself, then to be able to get to the point where I can scale and hire team members. All right. So I want to tell you that even though, right, for me now, people are saying to me, you're everywhere in business. It hasn't always been that way, but it's taken me to have that consistency both by myself and with my team members to be able to create the momentum, okay? And let me tell you this, guys, without a shadow of a doubt, it is not as difficult as you might think to be consistent on social media. And so today I'm going to go through that and I'm going to tell you why. Now, as I said, we are going to talk about staying consistent, creating the momentum. Now, hopefully you guys, I know my internet is a little bit dodgy, so I'm hoping that you can still see me and everything's okay. And we're just going to pray that continues to work, all right? So, all right. So I want to first of all go through the business journey with you guys. Now, some of you may have seen this before, but this is always really good to go back to and remind yourself of where you might be at the moment, okay? So this is a journey that all of us go on in business, okay? And we are all at some stage of this journey, okay? So the first one is most likely when you're starting in business, you've made this decision and you're going, okay, well, I'm a little bit, am I actually going to do this? You might have set up some things in your business to go public, but you're having a little bit of fear about putting yourself out there. And so you're invisible. And what we mean when we say invisible is maybe your friends and family know that you're in business. Maybe there's a couple of friends, but that's it. No one in the public knows that you're in business just yet, because you're still at the stage where you're going, I'm a little bit scared, or, a little bit hesitant to go out there and tell people that I'm in business. Maybe because I don't feel like I'm ready yet. All right. When we get to the point of going, all right, now I think I'm ready, I'm going to take that next step. I'm going to, just checking that that the page changed when I changed it. I'm ready to take that next step. I'm ready to let people know that I'm in business. So you've gone out, you're probably starting to post on social media, putting a few feelers out there, right? So you're okay. You might be getting a few clients here. Awesome. So you might be getting a couple of referrals from friends and family. So here we call this active, all right? So you're starting to be active in business. This may also be the point where you're starting to put a couple of posts here and there, right? But they might not be having the immediate results that you want. So you might be posting here and there, you might be doing some things, you do it for a couple of weeks and it's like, oh, well, I didn't get the results I want, so you stop, right? We're going to talk about that a little bit further as we go on today. So you're okay, you're fine, you're active. The next layer is when we get to, okay, so I can see that I need to do some things in my business. I need to learn some things in my business to be able to get out there and do more. Okay, so this is when in your brain you become more focused on what the outcomes are that you want to achieve, and you become quite determined to achieve them. So this might be when you're looking for a coach, you're looking for someone to help you in business. All right. You're looking for a course that's going to help you in a specific area in your business. So you're focused, you're determined to make it happen. Now, what I love is when we get to this step, it doesn't take long as you practice the consistency, right? Where you get to the point of being empowered, having great momentum in your business. So you're feeling great about your business. People are really starting to know who you are. This is when people are starting to say to you, you look like you're everywhere in business, like everywhere I go, I see you. That's what you want them to say. Okay. So this is when that momentum is really starting to build. You're starting to build credibility. People are starting to recognize you, all that type of stuff. And then the next one is fierce and unstoppable. This is when you're like, you know what? I've got this. Nothing is going to stop me in business. Okay. I've got it. I'm getting, the clients are coming to you. You're getting consistent, regular income, high income months, and you're scaling your business the way you want to scale it. Okay. So you've got fantastic momentum happening. Now, let me say today, we're actually going to focus on the middle three. So we're going to focus between fine and active, focused and determined, and empowered and having that momentum. Okay. So when you think about it, the active one, okay, so being active, let's talk about being active. This is when you want the consistency, but you're not seeing the results. And because you're not seeing those results, okay, you might be starting to pivot too quickly or change things up too quickly. So you're trying a strategy, that didn't work, and maybe after a week or two, I'm going to down tools with that one, and I'm just going to try something completely different, okay? Or you might just stop trying anything altogether. So when we say that you're being active, you're kind of fine, you're being active for a little while, but then you're becoming inactive, right? Now, here's the irony with this one. If you just kept going, if you're not seeing the results that you want to see straight away, if you just kept going, this is when the consistency helps build the momentum, all right? So can you understand the irony in that as well? Now, let's look at the middle one. So once we have found the focus, once we've found the determination, and we continue that consistency, the momentum starts to take care of itself. Okay, can you see where we're going with this? Now, and again, this is where people start to see you as like you're everywhere on social media. And what I love, and I loved it when this happened to me, I really felt like I'd made it. They start to search, people start to search you out to work with you or to buy your products. It's very, very exciting when that happens. It's like, yes. And of course, when you build like I said, when you build that momentum, it builds and builds. And then you get to fierce. And what I love is the majority of my Heart and Soul Business Academy clients, as well as my individual clients, they will come to me around the fine and the active stage. They're probably fine and active, but they're just coming into that determination stage where they know that they need more of that focus, and they know that they need some assistance to be able to help create that momentum. Okay, so my job is to help you guys as business owners get to that place of fierce and unstoppable, going like, yes, I've made it. I've absolutely made it. Okay, so we're going to talk through more of that today. So how consistency creates momentum. Okay, so once you get the hang of being and staying consistent, and if you want to know how to do that, this is what I teach in my academy, okay, and also in my individual coaching. So once you get the hang of being consistent, the momentum takes care of itself, guys. This is the exciting part. This is what I mean when I say it's not actually that difficult. So when you have that momentum and the consistency, what you do is you get measurable results. Okay. When you have these results, then you can use these results to build and to grow, so to create more momentum, to be able to be more consistent. Okay? It's not like you need to make huge changes or completely change direction all the time. You actually don't. You can take those results, right, to make improvements that your audience is basically telling you that they want. So, for instance, if you put a market research question up on social media on a regular basis, no matter where you're putting it, whether you're putting it on your profile or in a group or whatever, right? Take the answers, because literally people are telling you what they want. So these are measurable results, guys. So use them. They're there for a reason. Use them. Now, of course, it encourages, I love this. This one actually gets really excited. It encourages self-accountability. Now, consistency, definitely, like for me in particular, it encourages us to have that accountability in ourselves. Yes, to others, and we'll get to that in a minute, but especially to yourself. I have actually learnt, and I still do this, I've learned to see it as a fun challenge, to be consistent and make it fun for myself. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Carolyn. I can see you beautiful ladies watching there. And so the self-accountability, we make it fun. We can bring the fun into it for ourselves, right? You know, this is like, I know that I need to do this stuff. This is the focused and determination part. I'm going to be accountable for what I need to do in my business to let it grow, right? I'm not going to blame a course that I bought that didn't work for me if I didn't show up, do it, right? I'm going to be self-accountable for showing up on a daily basis, taking the action, doing what I need to do, okay? This is also where organization skills become absolutely imperative, and something that we teach in the Heart and Soul Business Academy. And it's like, this is what I love, ticking things off a list, right? That give you a sense of achievement. Once the list is completed, or just ticking something off the list can give you a sense of achievement. It makes you want to come back the next day and do it all over again and continue to be consistent. Isn't that exciting? I think it is anyway. You also want to make sure it shapes your reputation, right? Creates trust. So this is what I'm saying. When people were coming to me and say, my God, you everywhere I go, you're on social media. Everywhere you're in all these groups, Ellie, like, how the hell do you do it, right? But it's not just being visible. It's about creating that trust, okay? So we've all heard the know, like, and trust part, okay? But we want to have the reputation of that people are going to trust us, are absolutely going to trust us to turn up, show up, and do what we need to do, okay? Consistency in you sticking to promises that you've said that you're going to do, right? Like, for instance, I'm telling you every single Tuesday I'm going to turn up and do these trainings. If I didn't show up on a Tuesday, even though today it took me 3 tries to do it, if I didn't show up today, right, to do that training, then where would your trust in me lie? You wouldn't have it, would you, right? So the fact that I've created consistent trainings, right? I'm very consistent with them. It's creating the momentum for you guys showing up on a regular basis, okay? So how to be consistent, guys. So here's some tips on how, okay? So it's great for me to talk about consistent, but we're going to talk about how to be consistent. So first of all, stay focused, guys. Use your calendar to mark out specific times when you're going to do things in your business that you know need to be done, right? And stick to that schedule. Be fully focused on the task at hand, right? Close down the distractions. So you're marking something in your calendar, and this is when you're going to go through. You know, I'm going to write an email. I'm going to write my weekly emails. I need to do. This is something I have to do in my business. I set aside a certain amount of time a week. I'm going to write my emails, right? I put it in my calendar, so it's an appointment with myself. I close down the distractions. I put my phone on silent. I close all the social media tabs, right? I don't live with anyone now, but when I was, I would say to them, don't disturb me for the next 30 minutes, right? If I had a visitor here, I'd go, you know what? I'm just going to go work. I'm going to go write my emails. Please don't disturb me for 30 minutes. Whatever you need to do to stay focused on the task that you have at hand. Okay. Now, something we deal with a lot of in our minds is overwhelm. All right. Being consistent or feeling like you have to be consistent all the time can be quite overwhelming. So bring it back down to basics, guys. One thing at a time. And so what I would suggest is, and I'm going to say as men, but we've got guys watching this as well. So one thing at a time. Don't multitask, guys. All right. Concentrate, focus, right? Stay fully focused on the task at hand, one thing at a time, okay? This is a huge part of why we close down those distracting tabs, okay? It's much easier, and think about it this way, it is so much easier to spend less time on one thing and do it well than spend more time doing 3 things at once and half-assing them all. Okay, if you had 3 specific things that you need to do, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, finish 1, then do the next, then do the third, and they're all going to be done a whole lot better. All right, make sense? All right, I know I'm rushing through this, but I did start a little bit late, so I'm going to just rush through them a bit. You totally agree. Thank you, Palme. Hi, Ellie. I can see you watching. Beautiful. All right. So do what you dislike first, right? Now, I just mentioned emails, guys. I don't like writing emails, and I don't like mind admitting that. I don't know why I've got this. I need to do some tapping on it, I think. But I've got this mental block about writing emails, okay? I know there are people in my Heart and Soul Business Academy who go, I don't want to do social media. They've got blocks around doing social media, right? Something that they don't like doing. So this is when I suggest do what you don't like doing first. Okay? Get it over with, guys. So this is called the eat the frog phenomenon, right? If you were to wake up first thing in the morning and someone said to you, Today you have to eat a frog, and that was the worst thing that you had to do that day. Now, that eating a frog is a pretty bad thing. I don't know that I'd want to eat it. But imagine if you just got on with it, ate the frog, right? Just ate it, and that was the worst thing you had to do. Guess what? And then it's over with. It's all over with straight away. So this is what we mean when we say eat the frog syndrome. Take that thing that you don't like doing the most, do it first, and then everything else in that day becomes a whole lot easier. So what do you think on a Monday morning I do? Monday's my planning day for the week. What's one of the first things I do on Monday morning? I write my emails. I eat the frog and get it over with. And it feels so much better when that's my hardest thing is over for the day. It's brilliant. All right, so do what you dislike first. Stick to the basics, guys, right? Don't make it too complicated for yourself. Yes, it's important to do things well, but they don't have to be perfect. I think a lot of the time we stress ourselves out because we want to be perfect, right? If we're, and this is the thing, if we aim for total perfection, this is when we overcomplicate things. And my method right throughout the Heart and Soul Business Academy, right throughout my business as much as possible, is keep the old KISS method. Keep it simple. Now, some people say keep it simple stupid. I don't like stupid. So I say keep it simple sister, or keep it simple sexy, or whatever the last S you want to use is, right? But guys, just stick to the basics. Don't make it more complicated than you have to. Nothing's ever perfect. Everything's perfectly imperfect. Okay? So sticking to the basics is a great way to keep that consistency and momentum. Guys, have an accountability partner. This is something that I have found imperative in my business. Normally when we have a day job in business, right, you've got a boss. You've got someone who you are accountable to. When we run our own businesses, we are the boss. So it's like, I love hiring a coach. I love being accountable to a coach or a mentor, right? I find it difficult when I don't have that accountability. Something else I have made sure is I have had a regular accountability partner for, I think we're going on 4 years now. It's been ages, right? And it was a lady I did a course with ages and ages ago, and we are still accountability partners to this day. And it's got to be someone you trust, right? Someone who's going to challenge you, someone who's going to encourage you, but particularly challenge you and give you a little bit of a kick up the bum when you need it. And you will do the same to them. It's mutual, right? So again, this lady, I accountability for 4 years. Every single Monday morning, we have an accountability call over the phone. I have another friend, beautiful Susie Manley. We keep each other accountable in business. If we're procrastinating, we'll give each other a kick up the bum, right? We give each other ideas. So accountability partner is so imperative, but beneficial for you in business as well. Okay, so here's my question. Are you struggling with consistency in business? Are you struggling with any of these? And I want you to, what I like to do is encourage you guys to be realistic, all right? So are you focused on the outcome, on the big outcome, rather than the process to get to that outcome? Okay, so often we're so focused on the big picture that we forget to break it down, because that's when the overwhelm comes. It's like, how the crap am I going to get to achieve that big goal, right? So we wing it. We just try. It's like throwing spaghetti to see at the wall to see what sticks, right? We wing it. We try different things for a while, right? This has been fine and active. When they don't work straight away, we move on to the next thing. Okay, so is this something that you're doing? Or are you getting to that focused and determined stage when you go, I know I need to create some steps. I know I need to create a plan for myself. So are you focused on the outcome rather than the process to get to that outcome? Is that overwhelm getting a bit too much for you? Do you have an action plan, or maybe you don't have an action plan? Okay. Here's what I found. If you don't have a clear action plan, something that you can follow, it is like playing guessing games, like that, like I said, throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. I call it mindlessly or aimlessly clicking. And I found myself doing this yesterday. I found myself procrastinating a little bit. And however, here's the thing. I have an action plan. So when I noticed that I was just wasting time and procrastinating, like, you know what, Ali, no. What's your plan? And so I love that I was able to bring myself back to that action plan. And it's like, right, okay, this is what I need to do. So my focus came back. I went back to that focus, back to that determination. And so I started to get things done. And honestly, let me tell you this without a shadow of a doubt. Once I did that, my mind kicked in. I was on a roll, man, and that consistency and momentum started to happen, right? So having an action plan will help you in lots of different ways in your business. Does the challenge seem too far out of reach, right? Now, you know, that long-term goal that you might have, that you've been focusing on, that you're a bit overwhelmed about, you're not sure how you're going to reach it, okay? It seems so far away. And this is when the momentum, when that momentum doesn't automatically happen, because it's not happening the way we want it to, we stop doing what we need to do. And so our consistency stops. And guess what? It affects our whole business, guys. So ask yourself this, right? What if you were to do at least, good morning, Jody, how are you, beautiful lady? What if you were to do at least 2 things a day? 2 things a day that would help you on your way to reaching your long-term goal. What would happen? What if you were to gradually tick off things off your list and see that momentum build as you're ticking things off your list? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's happening. Things are starting to happen in my business. I'm getting the momentum. Can you imagine? So consistency in business, guys, is something that needs to stay. We can't just stop and start all the time. As much as some of us want to, you know, take that day off here and there, or, you know, I procrastinate all the time. And this is something that I used to do a lot when I started business. I wasn't consistent all the time because I procrastinated a lot. Right? But consistency, when we practice it on a daily basis, your business will grow. And this is when you can, you know, that momentum comes, is when the money comes, you can start hiring team members to help you grow more, to help the momentum build more. Right, but here's the thing, before you get to hiring those team members, you need to practice it first to understand how it works, so that then you can go and train your team members, okay? And so something that I learned to adopt in my business, especially when it came to looking at the perfection, was, you know, it's better done than none. If I was to put, like, for instance, like a free opt-in out there, and it wasn't, you know, I had a time frame that I'd set myself and that I wanted to do it. Now, I wouldn't do a half-assed job, right? I would do as good a job as I possibly can, but with the knowledge that it's not going to be perfect, and I can always go back and improve on it later. Better done than none, right? Better me having an opt-in than not having one at all. So, guys, if you're looking at these questions or these statements and you're going, hell yes, that's me, I need a bit of help with consistency, I need to maybe figure out creating an action plan, I need some accountability and support, I'm your woman. So you can see scrolling across the bottom of the screen there that I am now currently taking on only three individual clients. Now, normally I only do this a couple of times a year. I do not do it very often because I'm you know, running my Heart and Soul Business Academy, but I'm offering 3 people some spots of the individual counseling, individual coaching at the moment. If you would like that to be you, where we can focus solely on what you want to do in your business, then pop the word momentum in the comments and we will be in touch. Now, On the other side of that, if you're looking to grow your team, if you're thinking that, yeah, you know what, I've got a bit of momentum going, I'm ready to grow my team, why not have a chat to us about how we can help you build your team? Because something that we do is we help people to source and hire VAs, right? VA contractors. So if you would like to know how to do that, pop the word assistant in the comments and we'll be in touch with you for that. So just saying that again, if you would like one-on-one coaching, so individual business coaching, focus exactly on where you want to go in your business, 3 spots only, pop the word momentum in the comments. If you're looking to hire a virtual assistant, then pop the word assistant in the comments. All right. All right, beautiful people. So I hope you have enjoyed that training today. It was a little bit rushed, as I said, you know, technical issues, they're always fun. But you know what? Like I just said, better done than done. We got it happening, didn't we? All right, guys. So I look forward to talking with you either about some individual coaching or hiring a VA. And I will see you here in Confident Successful Business Owners again next Tuesday, right? We're going to be consistent. I'm going to show up next Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. Adelaide time. All right, everybody. I'll see you then. All right, bye.